Hello everybody, how are we doing today? Today we are back with some more Sekiro, but this time y'all have got voiceover Tibus, because I realized that would probably make the most sense for a game like this, so that I can cut out some of the tedious stuff for you guys. So last time that we played, we got through basically the intro at Ashina Reservoir, and then the Genichiro fight in that field. And we woke up here at the dilapidated temple after our arm was removed, let's say. Oh, and a side note, if I pronounced anything wrong, my bad. I'm doing my best. So, first we talked to the sculptor here, who, I mean, basically he said that we were a failure, and that he dragged us here after our fight, and outfitted us with this shinobi prosthetic, which we'll be able to upgrade and use later on in the game. He also talked about the divine bloodline a little bit, and said that there was another strange guy outside of the temple that we might get along with. But right outside the temple, first, we meet Emma, who is basically a doctor. She won't tell us who she works for, but she said that she's supposed to help us however she can. Basically, we can bring her gourd seeds, and she can use those to upgrade our healing gourd for us and make that a more effective item throughout the game. Ran around a bit and then found the other guy that the sculpture had mentioned before, which is this guy right here. He is basically like undead, and he offered to train with us, you know, seemingly just to feel something. I get it. So I went ahead and did all of those basic trainings that are offered right at the beginning, just to kind of shake some of the rust off since it's been a little while. It went great, as you can see, because I'm totally a pro. But then we moved on. We've got this grappling hook now, so we can jump around in the sky and show off. And we got to the first sculptor's idol here, which is basically a checkpoint. It's like a bonfire in one of the Souls games. You can do a bunch of stuff from it. And then we were off to take out some baddies. We were basically just getting into the actual gameplay now. It came back to me pretty quickly, actually, for the most part here. Got through that little area and found the next idol here at the Outskirts wall gate path. And you go through this area, and then we come out to the mini-boss fight for this spot, which was... Oh dear God, help me with these names. I am too pale. I am too pale for this. General... Naomori... It's this general right here. Okay, I'm sorry. He's not too difficult. Mostly I just needed to focus on getting those perfect deflections to get his posture up, and not break my own posture, which would allow him to get free hits in on me. He also does these sweeping attacks, which are my personal favorite, because then you get to jump on his face, and I think that's hilarious. He does try to regenerate his posture a decent amount, which is pretty annoying, so I just had to keep trying to like whittle him down, and keep him from doing that too much so that I could get the death blows off on him. And with that, he's defeated, and we got some prayer beads, so using 4 of those at an idol will increase vitality and posture. I'm not gonna lie, he scared me a couple times with a couple of the hits he did manage to get in, but in the end, he was no match for me because, again, I'm just too pro. I'm totally too pro. Anyway, this is the area right outside that mini-boss arena, and I did kind of inadvertently skip through it, going up the path here instead to get over to the next idol, but I did go back through, because I knew there were a couple of things there that I did not want to miss out on. So now we're backtracking, and I did take these guys out along the way. The area that we're going back to actually has a decent amount of enemies in it, not an obscene amount, but like a moderate amount. And personally, I usually prefer to play stealthily a lot in this game and just in general, in games in general. But this big guy with this like mallet hammer thing, he was giving me a lot of trouble. I don't know why, but I just could not time the death blows until like the 3rd try. It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing, but it is what it is, I guess. We got him eventually. So there's 2 things in this area that I didn't want to miss, and the first one is talking to this woman right here. She thinks that we're her son. She gives us this bell charm, which will be useful a little bit later on. And the second thing is this merchant up here. He has the first shinobi prosthetic tool that we need to upgrade our arm, basically. So I sold a few things to be able to afford to buy the firecrackers, and then I decided to just go ahead and use the homeward idol to go back to the temple right away and get them installed, for the lack of a better word. And also, I was able to give Emma the gourd seed that we got from that mini-boss fight, and so she upgraded the healing gourd for us too while we were here. So now we have this firecracker prosthetic tool, which will be pretty useful in a little while. We also unlocked the shinobi arts, which basically just means that we can unlock more skills in this skill tree as we gain experience. Then I headed back to the last idol, and we met this merchant who we pay for information about this past event that we can't seem to remember. I eavesdropped on these guys here, talking about a chained ogre, like, up the stairs, and I foolishly thought that if I cut him loose, then not only would he go after me, but he would go after them and clear them out for me, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So I had to take the smaller guys out and then kill the ogre mini-boss. You can get an easy death blow on him from above, which I actually missed, like an idiot. But then you do actually have to fight him to get the second death blow. If he hits you, man, it really does hurt. But after some time, just like running around him and just hitting him as much as I could, I got his vitality down enough to get the second death blow and be done with him. He tries to grab you a lot, but you can use your grapple to yank his head down and get a hit or 2 in and then back up, which is what I did a lot of. I also used those firecrackers every so often to stun him if I needed to, so that I could get away from him, because he hurts. He really hurts when he kicks you like that. So that one was actually kind of a close call. He kicked me around a good few times, and I was worried, like, he'd breathe on me and cause me to just keel over from that right there. But in the end, I got him before he could get me, and we were able to move on. I went back to the temple to improve my healing board, and then I went back to that last idol. The mini-bosses don't respawn after you've killed them, so I was just able to bypass those little guys and get to the next area, which actually has another mini-boss in it. So I took out the guy's little minions first, so I could just focus on him on his own. And there we go, he's dead. That thrust attack gave me some trouble since I don't have the Mikiri deflection skill unlocked yet. I think you can time a deflection without that skill, but personally I just always have struggled with it, with the thrust attacks, so I just tried to get away from him when he did that. At this point, went ahead and got the next idol right under here and decided to end it there for the day. So thanks for hanging out, you guys. I hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. So far, we're deathless. This is not going to be a deathless run. I am not that good. But so far, we're deathless. Alright, I will see you next time. Bye!